Hello everyone, myself Pankaj. Welcome to Being Fish Co. In this video, we will talk about Chapter 2 of SS Khanna, that is ostracoderms and placoderms. We will discuss important points only that are related for JRF exam as well as fisheries related other competitive exam. So let's start with Chapter 2 of SS Khanna, that is ostracoderm and placoderm. First point, earliest known vertebrates that belongs to Ordovician, Silurian as well as early Devonian period. Absence of jaws signifies agnatha. These are mostly extinct except cyclostomata. Fossil agnatha have heavily armored as well as bony plate body. Ostracoderm word is derived from ostrac, that means shell, and derm, that means skin. Bony vertebral column is absent. Single pair of fins behind the head. Ostracoderm is divided into 5 classes. They are Euphanerida, Pteraspida, Anaspida, Cephalospida and Cyclostomata. Then coming to Euphanerida, they include Gymnotius. These are mostly primitive vertebrate. Endoskeleton and gill pouches are absent. Myotombs in Amphioxus, these are Gymnotius, belongs to Silurian age. Then coming to Pteraspida, they include Heterostraci, Pteraspis and Drepanaspis. Nasal aperture is absent. Hypocercal tail, pair of gill aperture, head extended as rostrum and lateral line is prominent. Belongs to Ordovician and Devonian era. Then coming to Anaspida, here Devonian means early Devonian era, not exactly Devonian, okay, because in Devonian gnathostems were dominant, not agnatha. Then coming to Anaspida, they include small fish like, extend from Silurian to early Devonian period, example Birkania, jaws absent and terminal mouth. Then paired fins are also absent, 8 gill apertures and surface feeder. Then coming to Cephalospida, these are about 3 cm in size. Cephalospis and Hemicyclopsis are the example. Dorsoventrally flattened head, tail was heterocercal, cartilaginous internal skeleton and 2 semicircular canals in ear. These are characteristics of Cephalospida. Then coming to Coelophylla, they are small fish-like organism. Thylodus and Lanargia are the example. Flattened body with small denticles, lateral eyes and broad head. Then coming to ostracoderms as a whole. So as a whole, if we will discuss about ostracoderm, it includes, these are basically small group of agnatha, Ordovician and Silurian. Mostly they are dominant in the Silurian era. They are less dominant in Devonian era because gnathostomes were rising in Devonian era and they gave tough competition to agnathans, and agnathans versus gnathostome, a competition was going on in which gnathostomes won and agnathans lose. That's why they became extinct and gnathostomes survived. So gnathostomes are the jawed vertebrate which survived after Devonian era. Devonian, which is also known as golden age of fishes, in which gnathostomes survived. They are jawed vertebrates. Then important character include absence of jaws, presence of single nostril, bony armor and 2 semicircular canals in the ear. Then coming to placoderms, they are basically Paleozoic fishes, belong to Paleozoic era. Earliest known vertebrate with jaws, or these jaws are not similar to that of gnathostome. They are different from that jaws, exact jaws found in the gnathostomes. These are placo, plate-like, derm skin, Devonian to Permian age, upper jaw fused with skull, hyoid gill slits present, paired fins present and spiracles absent. Then placoderms are also known as unsuccessful ancient experiment. It's a line used for placoderms, unsuccessful ancient experiment. They include Acanthodi, Coccysteae and Pterichthys. First of all, we'll discuss about Acanthodi. So these are basically spiny sharks, Clematis. They have small rhombic scales, terminal mouth, paired pectoral and pelvic fin, anal fin and heterocercal tail. Then Clematis, pectoral girdle, scapula and coracoid, neurocranium and brachial arches, cartilaginous, primitive jaws, upper jaws without teeth, spiracles absent, operculum covering not that of teleost. Operculum covering is not exactly that of teleost, okay, it's different type of covering. Streamlined body and heterocercal tails, that's why they are good swimmer, because of streamlined body. Then coming to Coccysteae, Arthrodira, most successful vertebrate but extinct, example Cocosteus, these are fast swimming vertebrate. Then coming to Pterichthys and Bothriolipis, they have ventral mouth with weak jaws, pineal opening between eyes, scales in Pterichthys and scales absent in Bothriolipis. Scales are present in Pterichthys and scales are absent in Bothriolipis. Then Stegoseleci resembles shark, genus Gemudina, they have terminal mouth. Then also resembles modern rays because of enlarged pectoral fin. These Stegoseleci represents shark as well as modern rays because of their enlarged pectoral fin. Then Paleospondyli, that include Paleospondylus. These are sole representative. They have ventral surface ossified. Mythology is there or myth is there that these are basically larval stages of Dipnoi, Coccysteus or an amphibian. But proof is there that Paleospondylus can't be a larval stage as floor of skull and vertebral column is ossified. That is bony deposition is there. So they can't be larval stage. They are a organism, a full grown adult organism, and presence of cartilaginous roof in case of Agnatha. Then Moy and Thomas describe it as true gnathostome with resemblance to acanthody. They describe Paleospondylus as true gnathostome with resemblance to acanthody. Okay, so that's all for this video. We have discussed about SS Khanna chapter 2 ostracoderm and placoderm. Keep sharing the video. मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. टिल देन स्टे सेफ.